Out of their American roots. They have lived the American dream by starting their own business, and yes, as we now hear everywhere, they did build that business, and they created opportunities and jobs for hundreds of people, and they did it through hard work, determination, and good old American grit. They are now retired, and they volunteer their time informing and educating others on conservative principles. They've been very involved in Get Out the Vote efforts and other activities, from phone banking to walking neighborhoods, and we are delighted that somebody who doesn't just talk the talk but walks the walk is here now. Debra.
Thank you, Genevieve. Well, I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story. I was raised in a godly conservative home here in Jacksonville, Florida. My parents grew up during the Great Depression. They were very poor. My father worked his way through college. My mother grew up on an Indiana farm. She moved from Florida and graduated from nursing school. They met at the hospital where my mother worked, and my father drove an ambulance at night to pay for his school, and he drove an ambulance during the day to pay for his school, during the day and drove an ambulance at night. And I was raised with a strong work ethic and a deep respect for the free market and equal opportunities it provides. My mother became a stay-at-home mom, and my dad went on to help build one of the largest psychological firms in the Southeast. His specialty was industrial psychology, dealing with businesses and companies and dealing with problems with labor unions. My parents made great sacrifices to raise my sister and myself and to build their business. Everyone was paid before they were. They had the skin in the game, they took the risk. I learned debt was bondage, and freedom came from being financially independent with the opportunity to pursue the American dream. That rights came from God, not government. When I was 12, my mother became ill and passed away when I was 14. It was a very dark time in our family. I began to rebel against everything they stood for. My reading material and interests changed. I began to devour Malcolm X, Students for Democratic Society, Abby Hoffman, Jerry Rubin, Allen Ginsberg, Eldridge Cleveland, Timothy Leary, Betty Friedan, Gloria Steinem, the Weather Underground. Anyway, you get the picture. I took great delight in telling my surprised father that my 1972 vote for George McGovern canceled out his vote for Nixon. I became what is frequently described as a useful idiot in the progressive movement. Up until 1988, I got my news from late-night comics, angry subversive, progressive academics, the mainstream media, and knucklehead celebrities. I believed the lies of the progressive ideology. I mocked and ridiculed conservative values. Look, I take the blame for those choices. I take full responsibility. But unlike our current president, I think if you take the me out of blame, you have blah, 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 blah. I hit an emotional and spiritual bottom in 1988. I left fantasy leftist la-la land, a land of dependency, entitlements, blame game, victimization, envy, hate, superiority, class warfare, racism, discrimination, condescension, and misery. The end game is division and dependency. I returned to conservative values, opportunity, equality, the free market, the Constitution, our forefathers' American history. In other words, to Realville, as Rush would say. I met my soon-to-be husband in 1988. He'd been homeless in 1976 as a result of similarly misguided paths. We married in '89. We built a successful home remodeling business, eventually employing over 400 people. Eventually, the cost to do business, government interference, and intrusions continued to impede us. We closed the business in 2000. Our son, who worked with us, went to work for a small business and eventually became a part owner. They did very well. However, the cost of gas, materials, wages, insurance, workman's comp, nuisance lawsuits, government regulations, and a tanking economy forced him to close his business last year. He went to work for his wife's family business. This business has survived for over 70 years. They work daylight to dark to deliver a superlative product in spite of rising costs and heavy regulations. My parents built their business, my husband and I built our business, our son built his business, and our in-laws built their business. Now about this made-up, phony, contrived, fake war on women, allegedly, by the Republicans, or I guess on the conservatives, that they put forth by the liberals. It goes on and on and on. The liberals are the one who haven't passed the budget in over 1,200 days. Are you kidding me? And when women ask about the economy, 45 million Americans on food stamps, over almost $16 trillion in debt. contraceptives. I've worked with indigent women for over 23 years. There is no shortage. Every woman who wants birth control can get it. Same way with photo IDs. All people can get IDs with pictures. They need it for EBT cards, SSI, public assistance. These are liberal distractions from an abysmal economy. Making sure my vote counts and your vote counts is a women's issue. This administration is clueless. Overtaxation, heavy-handed regulations, a huge, lumbering, ineffective bureaucracy continues to inject itself into the free market with dismal failure. The waste of hard-earned taxpayer money is staggering. Can anybody say GM or Solyndra? Anyway, I believe this is the most important election of our lifetime. Truly a battle of life and death. This administration's weapon of mass destruction is debt. Nearly $16 trillion in debt. 40 million Americans on food stamps, which strips you of all, and I know this personally, from all self-respect, self-esteem, and hope. That's what I see the women that are forced to take handouts. A record 46 million Americans in poverty. The job creators are terrified of this president's policy. The choice is clear. Liberals, debt, independence, or conservative free market and freedom. You know, don't insult us by trying to divert our attention from your failed ideology. Women's issues are grown-up issues. With a conservative win, we'll help create a climate of 12 million new jobs to better bring home pay to middle-class families. Cut the deficit and champion small business. Unleash energy sources so we don't have to pay through the nose to countries that hate us. And unlike this president who has cut Medicare spending by over $700 billion, will protect Social Security and Medicare. But by the way, he came out and said he did not cut $700 billion from Medicare, and he went to say for benefits. Well, that's true, but he cut